You know what? If somebody can make strawberry makeup a thing, I can make guava makeup a thing. Okay, but in all seriousness, I'm just gonna show y'all a look that is kind of monochromatic, peachy coral, because I think these tones are really flattering on a lot of skin tones and really great for the end of summer. I've already got on my tinted moisturizer and concealer, just popping on some Kosas Air Brow and Taupe, and then we're gonna get into the eyes. This Sigma eye quad is called Peach Pie. It's got these really peachy and warm brown tones, but you can use anything similar that you have. This is a nice big fluffy blending brush, BK Beauty number 212. I'm taking this matte peach shade, and I'm just gonna do a wash of color across the lid and up into the eye socket to start to bring in the color palette that we want to have overall. Now I'm going in with this nice warm brown and a smaller version of that blending brush. This is the BK Beauty 211. And I'm gonna go along the lash line on the outer half of the eye and kind of work that up into the socket. So the majority of the color is down by the lash line, and then it kind of tapers off into the socket just to build in a little bit of depth, but still keeping it pretty simple. Instead of a black liner, I'm actually using this really pretty bronze eyeliner. So it's got a little bit of shimmer in it. It's just a little bit less harsh than using a black liner. This is from Hourglass in the shade Voyeur. Actually going to put a little bit of this liner about halfway across on the lower lash line. And then I'll use a really tiny brush in order to blend that forward under the rest of the lash line. So we get a little bit of color, but it's not super, super dark. I believe this is the BK Beauty 210 brush that I'm using right here. Now let's put on some mascara. I have lots of mascaras that I like, but I've really been loving this Tower 28 mascara because it builds so well and it's nice and jet black. I feel like it gives a lot of build and a lot of volume, which is super pretty. Now it's definitely time to bronze it up, y'all. I'm using the Persona Bronze Multi-Stick in the shade Mojave, which is a bit of a lighter bronze. Like, we don't want it to look too muddy, but I do want to get a good amount of bronzing all the way across the cheeks and nose, at the jawline. Obviously, if you have your forehead showing, we also want to go around the perimeter of the forehead too, just to get a good bronzy glow before we put on our blush. By the way, I really like a nice dense brush like this. This is the Anissa Beauty All Over Face brush. That way we can really get a good smooth blend. We don't want to see any edges of the bronzer, so keep blending and keep banging. Now for this Persona Cosmetics Guava blush. That shade is so pretty. I just pop a little bit on the cheek and I use this angled cheek brush to blend it out. This is from BK Beauty, the 119 brush. And I want a fair amount of color here. Again, keep patting, keep blending so it gets a nice sheer wash, but we still want a good amount of color on there. Tip, you can also use what's left on your blush brush and just hit the socket of the eye. Makeup artists do this a lot because it just kind of ties all the tones together. Because just begging for glow. So I'm using the No Shade Super Dew from Tower 28. I'm gonna go down the center of the nose. I'm gonna pop this right on top of the blush just to create that really hydrated look. Instead of matching the lip color, I'm filling in my lip with a lip liner that's almost the same color as my lips. This is by Tower 28. It's their one liner in Fill Me In. The finishing touch. These are the new kind of like juicy lip colors from Kosas. This is in the shade Island High, and it's not the exact same shade as the blush, which I think is great. I think it's great to have a little differentiation between the colors that you're using, but still have them in the same family. I love this look. All right, let me know if you have any questions. I've linked as many of the products as possible below, but of course you can probably find them on Sephora and things like that. Class is dismissed.